Hey guys, it's my favorite time of the day again. It's question and answer time.
The content presented here is all fake news.
For everybody that is new here, I will be answering 20 questions on everything from natural remedies to treating problems. Of course, none of this is medical information, as the disclaimer already said, so please take everything with a grain of salt. And if you want the results that the healthcare system expects, then talk to your general practitioner. So let's dive right into it. Goravi Bhatia GB asks, diabetes solution. If you have diabetes type 1, here is what I would be doing. I would be taking berberine 1 gram every day before the biggest meals. That's the first thing. The second thing is I would be cutting out toxic shit out of my diet. So I would be cutting out processed sugar, processed foods, pizza, chips, fries, and all that bullshit out. And I would eat a real food diet. That's number 2. And the third one is I would be going out in the sun. And if you do these 3 things and you're doing them honestly, and after more than 3 months you're still suffering from diabetes type 2, then please message me personally. I will talk to you on WhatsApp and give you free consulting, because these 3 things work. The sun will literally melt off the fat from your body and activate receptors in your muscles that make glucose be absorbed inside your muscles. The non-toxic food diet will keep you satiated, so you'll be losing fat without even realizing. And the berberine will fix the underlying issue with the insulin resistance naturally. If you want one bonus tip, you can even add some apple cider vinegar, 2 tablespoons in a glass of water of normal sized, and then you can drink that before meals. This even further reduces the blood sugar. So those are the 3 solutions that I would be using for diabetes. John Paul Fletcher asks, and yes, I even answer the more controversial things. Have you increased your cucumber size, or have you had insecurities about it? So I'm a man. I think every man has a time in their life when they're younger where they're insecure about it, and then they also stop being insecure about it. I mean, I've made 2 children already, and I've had a whole marriage already, so I've had my fair share of experience with women, and it just doesn't give you anything being insecure. I'm happy where I am. Have you increased your penis size? So what you need to understand, what I would be doing is, there's many things out there that are reducing your cucumber size. So if you're consuming phthalates, if you're consuming BPAs, and you get them from fragrances, perfumes, from plastic food, from all these things, then you're directly reducing your size. So I would be recommending to cut these things out. Are there methods to increase it? You can eat more cucumber, you can eat more watermelon, but that's all very neglectable. Cutting out the toxin, phthalates, BPAs, that's where you will get the size that you want. And also just accept your body the way it is. It's beautiful, I'm sure, but I don't want to see it. Please don't send me your pictures. And for everybody wondering, yes, these are questions I get from my Instagram and also under my YouTube videos. So if you have any more questions, feel free to put them down in the comments below. I'm gonna answer every single question. And if you don't tell me otherwise, then I will give you the name in the video as well. Mrs. Nancy Human asks, what products are necessary for survival, to survive in difficult times? Little story time. Yes, I also believe that one day there could be some catastrophes. And even if you're not a conspiracy nut with an aluminium hat on your head like I, then you will still realize that even all the national governments, they are warning you that maybe it's good to be prepared in times of needs. What's the most important thing you need to survive as long as possible is a water filter. Get a kind of water filter that filters out parasites, toxins, and has some carbon inside it, so you can drink the water out of the ponds next to your building or wherever you're living. Because you need water. You will need water no matter what happens. That's the best advice I can be giving you. The other one is get some mental resilience, because if the shit hits the fan, then you're gonna be scared and everybody else around you is gonna be scared, and that's gonna be the number 1 cause of death when that happens. It's our own anxiety, our own problems, so take care of that. Besides that, get some food that sticks. You don't need to overcomplicate everything. Petey the sexy cat asks, are sauna blankets toxic? I'm told they're non-toxic, but I feel I'm cooking myself in plastic. Here's a controversial thought, but you're cooking yourself in plastic, and your skin is your biggest organ. Why are you putting hot plastics on top of your skin and lying in your own sweat paddle? I would not be doing that. So many questions these days. Thank you very much for all your questions. I think they're all very interesting. Roche ZXXX asks, brother, I've been terribly suffering from GERD for a long long time. Tell me permanent cure. This is not medical advice. This is just what I would be doing. When I had GERD and I was suffering from GERD, what I was doing is every morning I would drink a glass of lemon water, 330 milliliters of warm water with 1 whole lime or 1/2 lemon organic, and put some sea salt in it, a pinch of sea salt in it, and drink that every morning. And then for every meal before that, you take some apple cider vinegar, 2 tablespoons inside a glass of water, and you drink that. And what this does is it increases the acidity in your upper stomach, and it destroys the bacteria that are causing the GERD. And if this works, then you can write a thank you under this post, please. DPN Eastergong asks what to take for women infertility. This is actually a topic that makes me very sad. Like, I know many people that are having issues with conceiving children, and also men that are being infertile. And let me give you this one thought. Instead of thinking that you need to take something else, you need to get in more, you need more things, more pills, more things that cause trouble. The best way you can restore your fertility is by going back to the way your body was supposed to be. 50 years ago, Helen, who was born somewhere in Manhattan, she grew up in a way that was non-toxic. There were no fragrances, candles in her home. There was no processed food in her home. There was no soy around her all the time. She wasn't putting tons of makeup with chemicals on her body. Try to go back to that way. Try to cut out the toxins. I just released a video on testosterone and on hormone health not too long ago. Take a look at the video. You will learn a lot of things that you can be cutting out of your life. The cool thing is you will be saving money. You will literally be saving money, and because of that, be saving your health. You will be living longer, and you will be living healthier, and you will cure your problems. So please, I can only make advertisement for that video. If you don't want to watch it, the short abbreviation is cut out the bullshit, cut out the toxins. Rob's Life 96 asks, what are your religious beliefs? I see you wear different occult symbols, tattoos, etc. Everybody has made their own experiences in their life. And everybody that had experiences that are very tough or that are extraordinary, and what that might be a lot of things that others might not value them like that, but whoever had that always has religious beliefs. And the older people get, the more likely is it that they have religious beliefs, the less they are brainwashed by modern media. And religious beliefs massively improved my life. Having some kind of religion as basis of understanding was a massive improvement to my life. No matter what religion you believe in, if you like the Quran, if you like the Bible, if you're a Jew or if you're a Buddhist, no matter where you are, all of them give you great common and shared wisdom on living a healthy life, having a healthy diet, and using herbs and nature's remedies that I always propose. So I see great value in religious beliefs and also in spiritual beliefs, which is another thing. Having some kind of purpose, having some kind of spiritual connection to the universe. And I strongly believe that, I know that we have a body, we have a mind, and we have a spirit. This is our body, this is our brain with our mind, and then we have a spirit, something more that will survive everything. God is within you, and God is within me, and God is within everybody. Hell and heaven. This is not heaven, and this is not hell. This is heaven, and this is hell. Rob's Life 96 asks, what is your skincare, beard care routine, and what products do you use? There's only one single thing I put on my skin. That's beef tallow, just beef tallow. And my skin loves it. And there's one thing I put on my beard. It's oils. It's natural oils that I have from my girlfriend. That's all I use. Kaju also asked the same question. What do you think of skincare products? And I think this is a good add-on. Love content. I learned so much. Thank you very much. I think it's a good continue-up question. So I think most skincare products harm our body. Our body's skin is the largest organ. There is no organ that is as big as the skin, and the skin absorbs things. It absorbs these moisturizers you put on, and it also with it absorbs all the toxins, from your sunscreen to your moisturizer to your makeup. You absorb these toxins, and they are causing issues with us. So try to find natural alternatives. Even better, try to find what people used 100 years ago, and then you arrive at the answer that I already gave you. Something like beef tallow. Sumai Diab 369 asks, raw meat is good? Nope. Cook your meat. You don't want parasites. I spend so many hours with people that have parasites getting rid of the parasites. And you're people just eating more raw meat, eating more raw sushi because it's cool and trendy on social media. Please stop with that bullshit. Flo Hümer asks, where are you getting your grass-fed beef from? It's a website called kaufnekuh.com. It's just a website that tells you exactly the name of the cow. My last cow was named Bertha, and I got it from a farm 100 kilometers away from me, so you actually know where you're getting it from. And the price is not even that expensive if you buy it in bulk. So I bought a few kilos, 12 kilos or something of ground meat, and the quality was just mind-blowingly good. Like, that meat completely tastes different than any supermarket meat you could get. Mona Lisa Strong asks, what makes women have a fire sex drive? Why are you asking me that? Clicky88 asks, fruit in supermarket versus organic fruit. If you watched my Instagram, you know that the cool hack to find out the organic fruits is the PLU. If the unique number on the fruit has the number 9 in the beginning, then this means it's an organic fruit. So always buy the ones with a 9. Don't buy the 4s, the 5s. Don't get the GMO, the pesticide shit. Don't get that. For some people, there's just no alternative to going to the supermarket. So if you go to the supermarket, get the organic version. Always realize this. If something has a big shell, then it's less important to get the organic version than if it doesn't have a big shell. What do I mean with that? A banana that's not organic might be alrightish. But a berry, a strawberry, a blueberry that's not organic, that's completely loaded with pesticides because there's no skin protective layer that protects it. So make sure to get those berries organic if you can. David207 asks, how to avoid getting cancer? He asked this in German, but I translated it. So you can't. You and me, we both have cancer cells in our body right now. I don't want to scare you, but it's just the truth. It's just mutating cells. They're just not bad. Your immune system fights them. So what you need to try to do is you need to try to stimulate your immune system in a way that it is in a fighting mode, and your immune system always wins this fight. It's like you can imagine that this is your immune system goes up, and if it's always high up, then it can beat all the cancer cells. But if it goes lower and lower, and then it can't beat them anymore. And so it's kind of a question of how strong is your immune system and how much shit are you putting in your body that ruins your genes, that gives cancer more room to grow. So improve your immune system, get in the sun, eat a good diet, and minimize the toxins, minimize the bullshit. Detox your body regularly. Try to avoid phthalates, try to avoid fragrances, try to avoid toxins, try to avoid that. If you do that, your chances of cancer are minimized. Susie MC13 asks, what type of magnesium should we be taking? There are so many different types, it's confusing. Just don't consume magnesium oxide or gluconate. Those are complete bullshit, so save your money on that. And then it depends on what's your goal. If you want it for sleep, anxiety, then get glycinate. If you want it for your heart, then get taurate. If you want it for your brain, get threonate. And if you want it for your gut, then get citrate. And that's the easy answer. Just making it as uncomplicated as possible. Vlela Prasayadraj asks, severe anxiety and bone pain. The sun is the greatest healer we have available. And if we avoid the sunscreen and if we avoid the sunglasses, then the sun can really work. Mark00SE asks, yo, what do you think of Methylene Blue, aka Magic Bullet? Very cool topic. I just got myself a new bottle of Methylene Blue. It's something that I cannot talk about on YouTube, sadly, because it's not okay to talk about it as a remedy or being used for the human body. But it's a very strong antioxidant. It, especially before heart surgeries, this is something that you should be looking into. Alexander007 asks, do microplastics stay in the body and is it something we can detox from? Yes. Microplastics stay in the body. They can accumulate in organs. Some of them we pee out. Some of them they stay in the organs and they clog there and they accumulate. But you can also detox from them. If you want to know everything about detoxing, my protocols for detoxing from parasites, from viruses, from microplastics, and from everything else we have around us as toxins, you can join my detox masterclass. You will also get lifelong access to my community where I answer private questions and help everybody. Cons91 asks, which water do you recommend? Not tap water. If you can get spring water, Evian is the best water quality there is, by the way. Evian is the water that rich people drink for a reason. Don't drink out of plastic bottles if possible. Get a tap water filter. Don't overcomplicate it. Just don't drink tap water and don't drink the cheapest, shittiest water out of the plastic bottles. Delia Ivanovna asks, What do you think about zeolite for detoxing the body? Zeolite is cool. Zeolite sprays are a scam. I already talked about that in another Q&A, so don't fall for the TRX zeolite scam. Zeolite is very similar to bentonite and also to activated charcoal in that it has a huge surface. And this huge surface makes it bind to many toxins. So it's very great at binding toxins and getting rid of the body. But you will need a lot more than just zeolite for detoxing. It depends on what you're detoxing, right? We need to talk about the toxin. Is it a bacteria? Is it parasites? Is it microplastics? Is it heavy metals? Like what are you detoxing from? Mario Lucic 95 asks, what do you say? Is arthritis completely possible to heal? Again, this is not medical advice. If I had arthritis, I would not be scared and I would know what to do. Try cutting out vegetables, especially oxalates. Try cutting out all processed foods. Try cutting out all phthalates and BPAs out of your life. And try to get more in the sun. These are just some nice things I would be trying. OG the 11 asks, what's your view on tattoos? Maybe you did not realize it, but I have quite a few of them. And some tattoo colors are worse than others. Some tattoo colors are known carcinogens, but there's tattoo colors that are not carcinogenic. But then again, these tattoo colors still have heavy metals. So if you have a tattoo, then you should be detoxing from heavy metals, for sure. I would recommend that. And doing that the year after you took them, at least regularly, getting out of all the heavy metals of your body. That's one thing I would definitely be doing. Spiritually, connectually, as a human tribe, this is something we have been doing for the whole period we have written history for the last 70,000 years. We have always done body modifications in the forms of tattoos. Every tribe does this today, so I think it's a normal thing to have them. I think it's not the outlier thing to have them, but I would definitely be detoxing from the colors that they are using these days. Nativil asks, are you from Poland? My ancestors definitely were, at least some of them. Anice020701, fatty liver remedies, please, thank you very much. Actually, I have a great video just on detoxing the fatty liver, so I will put that in the description and you can have a look at that video. I give you all the different remedies I would be using to heal the fatty liver. I think there's a lot of people that have a fatty liver that do not know that they have a fatty liver. Ray W3ST asks, what herbs promote stem cells in the body? If I can only choose one thing as an answer to this, to break it down to you, I would be consuming more raw cacao nibs. That's the one that we have the most studies on, that we know for sure it improves stem cells in the human body. After just 30 days in one study, the stem cells were doubled if you just drink a cacao drink with 50% cacao. So imagine what happens if you drink or if you eat raw cacao nibs every day. That has a huge impact on. Alex Merritt asks, is it safe enough to have a phone in the back pocket of your trousers? Always put your phone on flight mode. I will repeat this message. Always put your phone on flight mode to reduce the radiation, and never use Bluetooth headphones. Never use Bluetooth headphones. Always a wired headphone. That's my advice here. DJ Bombshell asks, I seem to have adverse side effects to magnesium and I wondered why. So I assume you're talking about diarrhea, liquid poop, and this is because you're taking a shitty form of magnesium or you're taking too much. So get one of the magnesiums I mentioned and don't take too much. One Devo asks, natural cologne alternatives. Why cologne? One Devo also asks, remedy for dandruff. Apple cider vinegar. You can just take some apple cider vinegar, dilute it, put it on your head, and it kills all the dandruff. Promise. Svenissel asks, moose eggs. We've all heard the myth, from our parents even, that you should only eat 2 eggs per week, maximum. Anything else will kill you. Now let me tell you what I'm doing. My son eats 1 whole egg every single day. I eat 4 eggs every single day. Eggs are simply the best multivitamin nature can give you. Eggs are the best food you can be consuming for your hormones, for your gut health, for muscle growth, for fat loss, for vitamins, for everything else you can imagine. Eat more eggs. That's the best message Eddie Abu has. I disagree with a lot of things he says, but eggs are great for you. Eat more eggs. Albin Zimnica asks, if you struggle with mental health, what is the best herbs to take? I will not give you some discourse on mental health. I will just tell you that before sleep, I would be taking valerian root, 500 milligrams. I would also be drinking chamomile tea before sleep. And I would also be using during the day L-theanine. This is the supplement I usually always have at my desk because I like it a lot, L-theanine. So those are the supplements I would be taking in general in the herbs. I would also be avoiding caffeine because this can have negative impact on your mental health as well as any other drug. I would be quitting alcohol. I would be quitting weed. These can all destroy mental health. The last thing I want to tell you is get out in the sun. Get more sun. Sajid 18 asks, what happened if you tell all the truth? I do not have all the truth. So that's why also in my bio on Instagram, I say that I'm a truth seeker, because I know, and I'm humble enough to understand that everything I believe right now, there might be some conundrums, there might be some issues. It's just the best I can do. And that's what I've discovered over the last 2 decades. But maybe in 3 decades more, there will be different answers to different questions. Some things for sure will stay the same. I will still be raving about the sun. I will still be raving against Big Pharma. So I just want to get this out here. I'm not a wonder healer, right? Just a normal human being that is obsessed with this. It's my life mission doing this. That's why I know more than many other people, but I don't have the 100% truth on everything. I'm still developing myself. I still spend every day hours researching, looking into more things, learning more things, questioning myself, because I want to find the truth. If I spoke up more openly against Big Pharma, and if I spoke about the secrets I've learned when I worked for Big Food and when I worked for Big Pharma, then all my accounts would be banned very fast, for sure. I always try to be very cautious with what I tell, so that's something I'm doing. Schuppesot asks how to detox and optimize the liver. Again, I have great videos on that, guys, so please check out my YouTube videos, my other ones. There's a lot of content you would be enjoying. Andre FHM asks, collagen directly before training or daily? So I think collagen is a cool supplement in that it has amino acids, mainly glycine, which we don't find in our normal nutrition. We are eating only the muscle meat and we're not eating the organs and the bones and the joints. So taking some collagen is great. I don't think you need to time it at all. I think the whole timing for training is completely overstated. There's no direct benefits to timing it. It's just nice to sell you things, sell you pre-workouts, sell you post-workouts, sell you on some weird diet programs. Don't fall for all these scams. Abdul Zami 5 asks, can exercise increase inflammation? Yes, I strongly believe that over-exercising is not good for the body. Under-exercising is also bad for the body. The older you get, the less you should be chronically exercising. Running a marathon, usually people get sick afterwards. That's not healthy. Running a marathon is a feat of human strength, but it has nothing to do with health. It's a lot of stress for the body. And building a lot of muscle is also a lot of stress for the body. You're taking away the energy of the mitochondria that should be supplying your heart and your brain. And the humans are animals that need their heart and their brain to work optimally. We don't need to have massive amounts of muscles. That's not what we are used to build for. Musaib Naftab asks how to increase and maximize testosterone. The only thing I can tell you on this is you don't need a supplement. You need to cut out the bullshit. Check out my video on that. Miso Katokik asks, can we eat wheat if we are in good general health? No, you're not allowed to eat wheat. Heatherly asks, severe eczema. And Chris Stevenson asks, help with psoriasis. So, for both of these issues, I can give you the same answer what I would be doing, which is curing my gut. I strongly believe, and this is what I've seen in experience, all people that have eczema and psoriasis and other skin issues, their gut is not working properly. So you need to reset your gut. You need to repopulate your gut with positive bacteria. You need to eliminate the bad bacteria. And how do you do this? There's many different ways. You can do a detox and a gut reset, like I show you in my masterclass. But you can also use a carnivore diet for 3 weeks. Try this out. Try carnivore for 3 weeks or for 6 weeks. And it will go definitely better. It will completely change your whole gut situation. If you want to be even more extreme and efficient, add some L-glutamine, 10 grams, 15 grams of L-glutamine every day to your carnivore diet to fix the gut issues, to fix the skin issues. And afterwards, go on my healing diet or my optimal nutrition, human-based diet. Also, one question I ask everybody that has skin issues: how's your relationship with your sun? How much time did you spend on the sun and in the sun? Is it enough? Ask yourself this truly. Sam Lemon asks, if I'm going for a more classy style, but it's still very cold outside, what jacket should I wear? The only clothes that are actually heating for the body are wool and linen. Wool and linen have the highest vibrations. Wool and linen are extremely functional, and wool and linen don't have any microplastics that enter your body. So my suggestion would be going for a cool linen, trousers and jacket combination. Anton Minim asks, your thoughts on vegetarian diet, like the monks are doing. Your question is very smart because it already has the answer in it. You just don't realize it. The monks are doing it because they are monks, because they are spiritual beings, because they have some spiritual beliefs. If you follow their spiritual beliefs, and if you want to be like a monk, then maybe you should be following the vegetarian diet or maybe even a vegan diet. But if you're somebody that is trying to optimize their health, living a normal lifestyle, having a blue-collar or a white-collar job in a city like Berlin, like a hellhole that's always gray, living in a toxin area, will the vegetarian diet be the optimal one for the health? No. Look at what is your main goal. Is your goal spirituality? Then follow your spiritual diet. Is your goal being healthy? Then follow a healthy diet. That's where many of the confusions stem from. I'm not a dogmatic spiritual believer that believes in a diet because of some beliefs. I follow the healthiest diet possible, so I eat a healthy diet. A vegetarian diet is not healthy. Blue Epinapple asks, alternative to sunscreen, please. Just 2 days ago in the German news, we got a new article showing that the biggest pharmaceutical producer in the world made sunscreen that is extremely harmful to our bodies and that is a known carcinogenic. So sunscreen is directly toxic to us. We need to understand this. Based on just this news report, officially I cannot say that. I would never be using sunscreen. I would just use coconut oil and I would build up a sun colors. And how do you build up a sun colors? A sun colors is like the colors that you're building on your body, but on your skin. And the way I would be building this is by consuming more carotenoids, so consuming more crustaceans, consuming the outside of seashell fish, and by eating more carrots. And doing these two things, I would also try to slowly accumulate more time in the sun, extreme my sun exposure. There's never been a study showing that sun exposure is directly related to skin cancer development. There's always confounding factors like sunglasses, which you should not be wearing if you're tanning. If you're wearing sunglasses, the chances are that you will be getting a sunburn much more likely. Because if the sun touches your eyes, this tells your body and your skin to produce a natural protection against the sun rays that are coming into it. If you're blocking that connection, if you're not wearing a sunglasses, then you're much more likely to get a sunburn. So I would not use sunscreen, I would not use sunglasses, I would eat more carrots and get more in the sun. Adar Shabarati asks, what were you drinking in the previous story? So I'm always drinking ginger. I just love to drink ginger. Ginger is the best. MC98 TMT asks, do you recommend eating the seeds of the fruits? Are they healthy? Yes. The seeds are often the most micronutrient-rich things of the fruits. I always eat the seeds as much as possible, be it from the papaya or be it from the grapes. All these seeds are great for us. Of course, officially I have to say you should not be eating the apricot seeds, but who am I to not tell you that? Funny enough, here's just a question about bitter almond, bitter apricot, and their possible use in cell diseases, if you know what I'm saying. So J-Cuts asks, oxalates in vegetables and greens. I get this question all the time about oxalates. So what contains oxalates? Spinach and red beets and custard and cactus, they all have oxalates. And these oxalates, they can aggravate inflammatory issues for some people. Not everybody is super sensitive to oxalates, but some people are. And if you're somebody that has an inflammatory disease or that doesn't know if they do well with them, then I would be cutting them out. And I would always only be eating ground vegetables, so vegetables that grew under the ground, which would be potatoes, sweet potatoes, and carrots. And those are all the vegetables you should be eating if you're scared or if you're not sure if they're right for you. Vegetables in general are not healthy. And vegetable oils, or also called seed oils, are also not healthy. That's just a myth that they propose to you. Kyle Davis asks, favorite fruit and favorite herb? I think that's a cool question to end this round of Q&As. My favorite fruit is papaya, and my favorite herb is berberine. My favorite spice is cayenne pepper. My favorite mineral is magnesium. And my favorite supplement is the sun.